Hey everybody, and welcome back to another D.N. Durkin video. I hope you're having a blessed week so far. As always, I'm Durkin, and today I want to talk about an issue that has been getting a lot of discussion recently. The content, or lack thereof, that is going to be in Anthem at launch. So, as you likely know, Anthem is a looter shooter. This means that it is going to live or die by its endgame loot grind. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar with what a looter shooter is, it's a game where you shoot enemies to get loot. As you get loot, you get better at killing the enemies that drop said loot, which in turn allows you to start killing stronger enemies, which in turn drop better loot, which in turn helps you kill even stronger enemies, which in turn drop even better loot, which in turn helps you kill even stronger enemies, which in turn drop even better loot, which in turn helps you kill even the strongest of enemies, which you then fight forever in an impossible attempt to get a full set of perfect roll gear. It's stupid, asinine, and a whole lot of fun. After all, who doesn't love piñatas? You know what's not fun though? Doing the same thing over and over again to get that sweet, sweet loot. So far, we know Anthem will have strongholds, legendary contracts, free play, and quick play at launch, each of which is playable on 6 different difficulty levels: easy, normal, hard, and Grandmaster 1 through 3. This concerns many people, as they're worried it will not be enough content to keep us all engaged for long after launch. Now, that's a valid concern. Or is it? To research the merit of these claims, let's take a look at a few of the action RPG industry titans, like Diablo, Warframe, Path of Exile, and Borderlands, and see what they offer at their endgame. First, let's take a look at the free-to-play offerings on the list: Warframe and Path of Exile. First off, each of these games contains just a single difficulty on which to play. Endgame in these games instead relies on maps in the case of Path of Exile, or Nightmare Mode missions in the case of Warframe, as their sole endgame. Now, to be fair, it'd be a little disingenuous to just leave the explanation at that, so let's dig into each of them a little bit more. In Path of Exile, once you complete the 10-act story, your new challenge at endgame is to keep pushing up the levels to the cap of 99 by opening portals that lead you to random maps. Maps are simply levels with random affixes attached that change up gameplay by determining what kind of enemies spawn and applying various monster buffs or player debuffs. Maps are also broken out into tiers based on the recommended level to complete each map. The goal is to push higher and higher maps until you cannot push any higher, at which point you determine where you made mistakes with your build, re-roll a new character, and try to push even higher with your new and improved character. Now, despite every level being randomly generated, after a few dozen hours, you begin to realize this randomization doesn't really matter or affect gameplay at all. Every map still boils down to load in, clear map, kill the boss, rinse, and repeat. The randomization doesn't really lend too much complexity or variety to the way you approach any given level. I make this distinction because Anthem admittedly does not have any randomization to its level design, so we are stuck with whatever world we are given, but I really don't think that that's going to be a big differentiating factor between Anthem and some of the other games on this list. Moving on to Warframe, Warframe is similar in style in that all missions utilize randomized maps made from tiles or pre-made rooms patched together to make every mission unique. Nightmare Mode then adds random modifiers to missions, similar to Path of Exile's map affixes. Also like Path of Exile, Warframe focuses much more on constantly re-rolling new characters in the form of crafting new frames and doing leveling content over and over, rather than doing leveling content once and then spending hours upon hours on perfecting a single character build at endgame. Now, all that said, Warframe touts over 20 mission types that are available to play to add variety to the replay loop. Mission types such as drop in, kill enemy boss, extract, Drop in, kill enemies attacking friendly NPCs and extract. Drop in, kill all enemies attacking a specific spot and extract. Drop in, kill all enemies and extract. And my personal favorite, drop in, try not to be seen, get seen anyway, click on an objective, kill all enemies as you extract. So, obviously, these two games are dead, right? After all, there's only so many times you can start over at level 1 and redo the same content over and over again. Wrong. And in fact, quite the contrary. With new frames being released regularly in Warframe and new seasons in Path of Exile, both games have held a healthy and large player count year after year. So now let's look at our two top offerings from the pay-to-play model, Diablo 3 and Borderlands 2. Both of these games provide the option of multiple difficulties, encouraging multiple playthroughs on a single character to improve their gear and thus their power. Borderlands 2 has 12 difficulty modes, meant to be played through sequentially. Normal, True Vault Hunter, Ultimate Vault Hunter 1 and 2, and OP levels 1 through 8. Each of the first 4 difficulty levels is aimed at a specific level range, while OP levels are meant exclusively for max level characters only. Borderlands 2's entire gameplay loop revolves around completing the whole story 4 times to level up, and then up to 8 more times on OP levels. Once on OP 8, then the whole idea is to play the story and missions over and over until you get the perfect rolled set of gear for your character, at which point they might finally be considered complete. Understanding that, it's no surprise why we still haven't seen a Borderlands 3, because obviously no one has any interest in playing such a repetitive and grindy gameplay loop like that ever again, especially 5 years after its final DLC release. Right? Wrong again. While it doesn't have quite the same impressive numbers that still actively developed games Warframe and Path of Exile do, there are still thousands of people playing Borderlands 2 on Steam every day. That leads us up to Diablo 3, the objectively best game in the genre by everyone's account and has absolutely zero detractors. It follows a bit of a hybrid structure between all of the previous games. After an extensive 2-year early access, it released with 17 difficulty levels, 13 of which were accessible only after reaching the level cap of 70. After reaching 70, Diablo 3 offers 3 ways to play to get loot. Adventure mode, which plays like Warframe in that you do missions to get crafting rewards. Rifts, which play very similar to Path of Exile's maps. Or you can do story mode over again as many times as you want. Even that, though, wasn't enough to save it from dying a slow and painful death after only 5 years with 0 major content releases. So, with Anthem releasing with only 6 difficulty modes at launch, and only 3 of those modes being locked until max level, it's no wonder people are concerned about the amount of content available in the game at launch. If the history of the genre has taught us anything, it's that action RPG and looter-shooter gamers hate any form of repetition or grind. And if we learned anything from Diablo 3, it's that Anthem needs to release with at least 15 tiers of Grandmaster difficulty if it wishes to skate by without any major updates for any more than 5 years. Oh, what's that? They're already going to start releasing new content the month after launch? Huh. So that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tongue-in-cheek rant about the lack of content in Anthem as it comes up on early access this Friday and full release February 22nd. And I'd like to know your honest opinions on the content that is being launched with Anthem. Are you concerned that there's going to be a lack of content that's going to keep you playing? Or do you think there's going to be enough to keep you coming back for more, at least for the first few months? Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, if you like what you just watched, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more new Anthem videos every week. God bless.